Okay, Commissioners, we're going to move on to some public meeting items. The first one is item number 6. It's 135 Atlantic Avenue, located within the Brooklyn Heights Historic District. It's docket number 163684, block 275, lot 17, the Borough of Brooklyn. This is an application for a certificate of appropriateness at Greek Revival style buildings built circa 1840. Application is to modify a cellar entrance, alter the facade, and install railings. And this was first presented in March 3rd of 2015 public hearing.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and Genesee Preservation staff. This application is for 135 Atlantic Avenue in the Brooklyn Heights Historic District, and it is to modify the facade and the cellar entrance by removing a portion of the base of the facade and an existing metal hatch and installing railings and a gate at the cellar stairs. The proposal was first presented at the March 3rd, 2015 public hearing. And as you can see here, it called for the removal of a portion of the base of the building, reusing the existing concrete cellar stairs, and installing a railing and a gate around the new opening. The Commissioners expressed some concerns about the amount of intervention of the facade and the lack of cohesion to the overall design. In response to your comments, the proposal has been revised. Here we go. As shown here, the proposal now calls for the removal of a small portion of just the stucco-clad masonry base of the facade. Please note that, actually, if you see the photograph, this is currently a scratch coat, and it will be brownstone stucco. So this leaves the storefront infill intact. The existing concrete stairs will be demolished and reconstructed, and they'll be slightly steeper. The railing and gate has been slightly refined and features a paired outward swinging gate and aligns with the neighboring fence. This shows the existing condition of the storefront and that neighboring fence. And here is a photo montage showing the proposed fence. As you can see, they're not showing the opening in here, but you get an idea that the gate aligns with that storefront. And here is a plan that shows what the opening would be like, the outward swinging gates. The fence aligns with the neighbor, and it doesn't attach into the facade. The applicant is also asked to clarify that the work is proposed to provide an exit, and this is not proposed to be used as an entrance. And the applicant, Tarek Tavira, is here to answer any questions you might have.
All right.
No entrance?
Can we control that there's no entrance?
That it's not an entrance, it's only an egress?
Does it have a panel door or something? Is that, how is it?
That was part of our worry before, that it's a separate door or something.
Oh, okay. Motion to open the hearing.
Can you show the plan? Go down. Yeah, the entrance. This is strictly an exit for the space. It's a hallway that's already currently an exit for the building that's behind, and the DOB required us to make some upgrades for the head heights. It was meant to be just a hatch with a grill on top, and say that's used only when there's a fire exit, obviously. But it's not meant to be used as an entrance at all. The entrance is made through the restaurant, and we have a stairs, interior staircase that leads to the space, which is 322 square feet. This is a small table of all before parties of 20, 25. We'll be offering exactly what we're offering upstairs.
I'm just remembering the conversation. I don't think I brought it up. Somebody else might have brought it up, but it was seeming like a consuming conversation a few weeks ago about the fact that there are many potential examples of this, and the whole street could become a different kind of a street if you could enter from the street, go downstairs into a separate kind of restaurant or bar situation. That's all.
Right, and I think that their response was that this egress corridor already existed in some of the other cases. They didn't have that, and that was partly the reason. And I think if this is a part of the plan, which is these plans are submitted, then it seems just by the look of the plan, it doesn't look like it's really creating an entrance. I think the other...
Just if it was Prohibition times, maybe.
Yeah, right, that's true, and hopefully that'll never happen. So I think the other thing that makes this somewhat different about whether this is going to now have every storefront that has a use below, whether those are going to now have a separate entrance or an egress, and whether that would change the character. I think in this particular case, the very fact that they have a situation that already has that egress is one mitigating factor, and I think the other thing is that it's adjacent to an existing areaway which has a fence, and so it aligns with it as well. And you may find other areas where you just wouldn't be able to do that because it doesn't have that sort of continuity. Okay, other comments?
And I
Yes.
would say that this is also, they did minimize it as compared to the last time. I think they did minimize the opening and the steepness, and I think the fact that the gate is opening out in such a narrow space makes it not very convenient if you were to make it an entrance.
Okay, other comments? I think that, as Wellington said, I think in terms of how they resolve the facade and its entrance is much better than. Okay, if there are no other issues, we can close the hearing. Okay, and, Wellington, do you want, yes, you're, okay.
In the matter of 1636-84, 135 Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn Heights Historic District, the application is to modify a cellar entrance, alter the facade, and install railings. Noting that the building's style, scale, materials, and details contribute to the architectural and historic character of the Brooklyn Heights Art District, that the proposed work will utilize an existing cellar entrance with only modern hatch doors and a modest amount of stucco-clad masonry being removed from the site, that the cellar opening to be exposed and new stucco-clad masonry removal will all be at or below the base of the building, well below typical eye levels, and will further obscure from view by the proposed fence and gate. That the modification to the facade will be simple in design and form, limited in size, and seen within the context of a dark, colored brownstone stucco band, further helping the alteration to maintain a discrete presence. That the replacement of existing concrete steps with slightly steeper concrete steps will be below the sidewalk grade and only be modestly perceptible from the sidewalk. That the placement of the fencing and gate in relation to the building will be in keeping with the placement of areaway fencing found throughout the historic district and will not detract from the composition of the front facade or any significant architectural features of the building. That the proposed fencing and gate will match the adjacent areaway fencing at a neighboring property in terms of height and depth of placement, and that the fencing and gate be simple in design and typical in terms of material, height, details, and finish, further helping them to remain harmonious with the streetscape and the historic district.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This application is approved.